And so she says, that's not a thermometer. How are you going to take my temperature with that?
While he's a wonderful lover, Max can be really odd sometimes, but he rarely disappointed.
I'm pretty sure that was just a joke, Belit.
Give it a 50-50 chance. This is a man who considers quantum entanglement to be into dirty talk.
Second best lay I've ever had. I don't mind giving him a repeat dozen again and again. You know what I mean.
So spill it, Belit. Where is he on your grand scale of your universe?
So you can blab it to him? Well, okay. He's currently tied for 3rd place, and Mr. Number 1 and 2 are probably ash and dust by now.
I'd be curious who Mr. First Place and Mr. Second Place were, and why we didn't have them in the vault.
Let's just say they were life-changing. Until then, I didn't figure that women were supposed to enjoy it, and I always wondered why uterus were supposed to curl. So, since I said it, does Max have a ranking? You'd think with his personality, he would.
Well, he doesn't really work like that, or at least he's never told me. He just checked marks as experiment successful, or rarely experiment failed. Although I think certain people's companies enjoy it far more than just the act.
I mean, I've never been in one of your little threesomes. But do you two even talk, or what the dealie there?
Not really. Everything is unsaid. We might pass a cigarette back and forth. Take turns hitting the Kim maybe. Last time was different, I guess. He just kept looking at me like he wanted to say something. But I was still kind of drunk, so I don't know.
And what about you, Ace? I figured from all the dog in the vault, you would have some unique insight.
Not me. I don't care for too many players on the field. My time with Max is practically on public record. My time with A-Bomb here. That is between me and her.
Well, ladies, this is where I leave you. And we're crying. Don't fret. The Key Queen will be back among you soon, and now, see you later, alligator.
Maybe we'll see you at Brona's shindig. If that ever happens, see you in a while, crocodile. See, she's not so bad, A-Bomb.
He never said she was. She was a real sat down in the vault. But she came when called. To the big one, I mean. Anybody who did isn't a waste of human skin in my book.
We're already halfway there. I can just spot the middle mountain cabins, and the White Springs beyond that. It's been a pretty good day for a walk.
That reminds me of something that Sab told me, just before we left Max camp. Every day he walks he pauses to appreciate it. The temperature. Cold, warm, or hot. The wind. What it says about the day.
That morning before the big one, Zeke gave a sermon to those among us who believed, or didn't believe for that matter. Seb paused to remark about worship of the Creator being a passive experience. To be in the world should be the focus. Something like that.
He had that odd look of complete serenity. He was ready to die, but he was oddly okay with it. He was no longer that quietly angry boy in the vault.
I remembered Zay saying he was angry for 2 reasons. His family, namely his father, and the fact that he was pulled from God's creation where he belongs. You can't put a truly free creature in a cage.
Your stir was a real piece of work. But Seb showed me those last messages. He had penned up everything the entire time. He could have been the man in those nuts. We would have all been better off for it.
It did teach us one valuable lesson, though. His greatest contribution to our survival.
And what's that? That we shouldn't look down the barrel of a combat rifle?
No, that no matter what we face, that we are still alive. Welcome home, Seeker.
And if it isn't Mass Angels, come home.
We were successful, as you know. We figured out who it was. Have the whole tape right here. Sipin made it easy.
I didn't doubt for a minute. I completed a good number of tasks while you were gone. For starters, his name was Brady Torrance.
How did you know? I haven't even given you the whole tape yet.
I finally retrieved the data from that terminal. It has answered some of our questions. Brady Torrance grew up practically next door. He lived in another nearby mansion.
Anything else you found?
Yes. Now remember, I told you we'd find the truth, but you might not like it.
What do you mean, Max?
If you recall, in Shannon's journal, she mentioned finding 2 orphan girls, but they weren't alone. There was a young boy with them. She chose not to welcome the boy, only the girls. She sent him away, and his name was Brady Torrance.
That can't be. Shannon would never do that.
I'm afraid it's true. I don't know what happened to him after that, but apparently he had been a friend of Olivia's, Shannon's daughter, and she was not happy about it.
It all makes sense now. He eventually found himself with a raider crew. He needed to survive. We all have had to make tough decisions.
It doesn't mean he had to target the Order. He probably could have approached them, diplomatically, Anything but needless violence.
Order of, just woman, no men allowed. Minas, Frederick, I guess. But the order and responders stood in opposition to David Thorpe. Only one way to eliminate opposition.
Exactly, Bruddy Torrance had to give something to David worthwhile. He made a decision to survive, and Shannon had limited supplies at the time. She made a decision to survive.
Can't this world be about something other than just mere survival? Everything we feel, we think, we do, we can grow, change, and yet we turn on each other like rabid dogs.
There's more to it than just that, right, Max?
Olivia apparently encountered Bruddy years later and spared his life, and they resumed some sort of relationship. Olivia, already upset with her mother, and the state of things.
Please, please, I beg you, please, don't say what I think you are about to say. Let me still have one last happy memory.
Billy, you are a wonderful friend and lover. We shared plenty of good memories. Things that rank only second to my scientific accomplishments. But yes, it is true. Olivia was the traitor. She sold out the order, and her mother, to the cutthroats. Now that we have this evidence, we can proceed to the final promotion.
But why, that little girl? I still remember when she playfully pestered Shannon, and Shannon loved her so much. Her and Frederick, but she was so busy. At times, she had an entire world of fans to also love.
I can't speak to her motives. Perhaps your promotion will settle that. It's time for our queens, princesses, ladies, to assume their mantle.
Congratulations, mistress.
There, it's done. We should now have access to the headmistress' office. Shannon's final logs.
My God, she really did it. Sold out the order, gave all the information to the cutthroats, killed the last members. For what? Just to have a showdown with her mother?
If heard of Banksy Teenage Rebellion, I would have been a handful for both of my parents. But this, and frankly, I bet she wasn't alone while we were all safe and secure down in the vault.
We forget just how easy we had it down in the vault. We complained about tasteless food and a lack of freedom. People up here were killing each other, sometimes feeding on each other.
Speak for yourself. I hated my mother, I hated my father, but this. So many innocent people caught in the middle. David moved them around like pieces on one of Jury's chessboards.
You forget what I found. My own father had betrayed his friends to have an easier life. I trashed his office for a solid heart before I left.
He traded his life for yours. You're alive, because of that act, and we are all grateful for that. But yes, I know, that doesn't change things.
There's always a chance. They met up, made up, walked off into the sunset together, living in some ramshack in Ohio or something.
That isn't very realistic. I think we all know how well.
Damn reality, I'm tired of having to live in it. Being told what it is. A reality where nothing matters anymore. We survive. Until we die. Like there's some special award for being the last survivor of this whole damned race.
Not to change this subject, but where's this special place of theirs? It could be in another state for all we know.
It'd be somewhere local. Shannon loved the local scenic places. No. Wait. It couldn't be. Could it? Seneca Rocks.
Wait, Belit, wait for us.
She's locked the door behind her. Quickly, let's get after her.
Fuck this wind. You aren't going to stop me from finding Shannon. I want my goddamn answers. Damn it. Okay, you want this. Come and get it, you scorched bastards. Where the hell did that come from? Who's out there? You, are you stalking me? Next!
Hello, Betsy and Gruder. We need to have a talk.
Galaxy News Radio. When evil walks the street.